Good morning, everybody. I just thought I've been getting some feedback from people about the deck. And some people who've never used cards before are just saying that, that they're having to watch videos of me using the cards to kind of, I suppose, maybe see the extent of which you can kind of use them to reflect. So I just thought, I've just got up and I thought I'd bring you to my morning reading that I do for myself, because that might be helpful. I literally just got out of bed. I've done a little bit of Qigong. I've said hi to the dogs yet. So I don't even think I've said hi to the dogs yet. I've said hi to Finley. I've not had a cup of tea or anything. So this is like my morning practice. I kind of go, okay, let's see what's going on. So first of all, I just kind of want to see what energies are around today. So just asking what kind of energies are present in my day. So I'm just going to have a little look. Kaduna Market. Okay. So this card, see what's happening. So this card is all about harmony and diversity. And it actually makes sense straight away. It's a Kaduna Market, it's bustling. I've got a very bustling day. I've got a busy day. I've got a nip into town and get a few things. There's a big concert at the hall tonight that Simon's been organising, and so I'm in support role for him. And so I've got a few things to do there. But I've also got to, walk the dogs, do all the things. And then I've got to, I've booked in a little restorative yoga things. That's kind of my harmony. So that's for 2 hours this morning. And then this afternoon we'll be, busy getting a few things organized and set up for the hall, and then go to the hall and helping and volunteering, just, fitting in where I can, arranging some flowers, bits and bobs. So there is going to be a kind of Kaduna Market. I mean, lots of roles today, lots and lots of different roles today. And so it's recognizing that energy, that bustling energy is going to be around. I'm going to have lots of different experiences. So how can I best support myself? Okay, my body, my mind, my emotional self, so that I don't, because I can tend to overdo it. Possibly why I put in a restorative yoga practice halfway, but that might throw me out. So how can I best work with these energies so I can really support myself? How can I support myself? Oh, Miss Prada. Okay, don't put yourself up on a pedestal. Miss Prada is all about, I'm looking at, hang on, Miss Prada, hang on, where is she? Self-acceptance and self-compassion. Okay, so my tendency, because Miss Prada put herself up on a pedestal, if you read the story, is that I can kind of go into, starring role very easily. It's my nature. Okay, it is my nature to be quite, although I can be quite introverted, I can also be quite extroverted and very kind of like, hi, how are you? Chat, 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 chat. So I become the star in the room, okay? And this is about me. I'm in a supporting role today. Don't put yourself in that position. Just be humble. Just be, you don't need to expend too much energy. Just be just do what you're meant to do, which is you're supporting Simon. Okay. Watch your tendency to, get a bit overexcited. I am doing the acknowledgement of country. So, given a mic, it was so funny. Last night I was sitting on stage with this mic. Okay, I have to say I'm tone deaf. Okay, I'm not a singer. I was belting out American Pie. I was like, oh, I love this. I was sitting down, I had a mic at I was like, oh, this feels like a really comfortable place for me. I could see me doing book festivals, just chatting away into a mic. Oh, heaven. Anyway, so this is just a reminder that I have that capacity, but that's not the capacity that I'm going into today. Self-compassion and self-acceptance is around knowing that that's a tendency. And, you know, it comes from, you know, I used to do a lot of amateur dramatics and things like that, love drama. So, you know, there might be a part of me that's like going, oh, I want to be up on the stage too. And just being kind to myself and go, wasn't meant to be this lifetime, maybe in another. So that's interesting that that's come up. Yeah, because I think there's a point in life, I was saying to Simon, I wish I'd been a singer. And he went, it's never too late. I was like, I have not been gifted with the right voice. But that doesn't mean I can't go onto stage in another capacity. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's interesting that's come up. I feel this is around being humble. In my book, I talk about, you know, not putting yourself up on a pedestal and focusing on what you're good at. And so instead of focusing on the fact that I'm not a great singer or musician and never will be, no matter how hard I tried, recognizing that I have got other great qualities, and yes, I could go on stage and do other things, and but this is not one of them. So interesting that's coming up. But I also feel it's my tendency to sort of go wherever I go, can't help myself. It's just how I'm built. It's just how I'm built. Okay, how do you know, okay, so I'm going to be really honest. When I asked this card, the first thing that came up before I thought, how can I support myself, was where, and I didn't say it, and I should have said it. I had two questions in my mind. What part of me might I get blindsided by? This one, which is why I've read it the other way. Okay, so I'm being really honest with you because it's not, it's making some sense with my support, but there was another question there, and that's the answer to it. It answered me with Miss Prada. Where might I get blindsided? For the part of me that wants to be on stage as a singer, but will never be on stage as a singer. Self-acceptance and self-compassion. There, dear. It's okay. You've got other phenomenal qualities, okay? You are never going to be up on stage singing. That's not going to be one of them. So I'm going to be really honest about that. So there you go. So that shows you how a reading can change, okay? You have to reflect all the time, go, oh, I don't know, what was there something else lingering in there? Yeah, there was for me. And I'm being honest about it. Okay, last one. How can I support myself? Because I can get into slightly overachieving mode. So how can I support myself so I don't smash myself? Because I've got a really busy weekend. I've got a girlfriend coming to stay tomorrow. I've got a funeral. There's a Bangladesh show that we might go to in the evening. The next day, we've got a lunch from a classic car club. And then we've got an event in the evening. We've got another gig. So how can I support myself? I've got a really busy weekend. School mom, scarcity and competition. Okay, I kind of feel like this is around the story I make up that I'm not going to have the energy for it, or I might get overwhelmed. I really do. I feel like, you know, who's making up that story that you're going to get overwhelmed? Yes, you have. Yes, you can. But equally so, you're more than capable. You're so much better at lying down in the hammock, taking time out, putting your feet up, you know, eating properly, making sure you have a walk with the dogs. You know, I walk my dogs twice a day for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour, sometimes a little bit longer. So I'm always out walking, connecting to nature because of that. I live in like a really sacred, quiet, beautiful space in the world. So I've always got this to come back to kind of reset my nervous system. It's not like I'm in a city where I'm like bustling, 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 or I'm working like 9 to 5 and then fitting all this in. Actually, let's not get into scarcity around what you've not got, because I actually feel like I've done so much work on this to try and get balance in my life. And Simon likes to be busy. He's always booking music events and things like that. And I honestly would probably just stay at home watching the telly or reading books. I'm quite happy. But I'm glad that he takes me out. I'm glad that he books things. He doesn't mind if I come or not. He always books stuff. And sometimes I get really resentful. I go, I can't believe you put this and put pressure on me. I'm so tired. And I go, well, don't come. And that's when I know I am tired and I actually just need to be in here on a cushion or in my hammock. Just really, really being honest with myself. And when I'm like kind of joyful, yeah, it's when I'm okay. So I think it's knowing myself better. Like I know that when I'm tired, I'm going to be resentful. I was just going to be resentful. I'm going to be pissed off. And that is my cue to lie down and say, no, I can't do this. And Simon's always fine about it. So for me, it's like, if she shows up, just say no, and you're not going to stuff. Okay, because it might be a lot, but equally so, it's also saying you've also got a lot of coping mechanisms and beautiful things that restore you within your life now. You're not like pressing go all the time. Like yesterday, I was starting to clean out our laundry. We've got a huge laundry, and we store lots of different things in there. And it's got a little bit chaotic. It's a little bit chaotic because some people don't put things away as they should. And I can put my hand up there because I can get a bit like that too. And so I have taken on the task of doing it. And so yesterday I started, and I just did, like, we've got 1, 2, 3 shelves, and they're, you can probably fit maybe 5 boxes in. And I did half of the first shelf. That was it. Now, previously, I would have kept going. Let me tell you, you've no idea. I would have kept going. I would have kept going into the night with the head torch. I'm laughing, to get it done, or to do more, or to go, I've got to get the whole row done. And then I would have not got dinner done, and I've got grumpy about something, and all the things. But last night I stopped. I took the dogs for a walk. Oh, I know, that's all right. I stopped because I needed to do some mowing. I went and did my mowing. I prepped dinner and said, Finley, put your so this is delegation. This is how I've grown. Okay, so I'm sharing this. I delegated to Finley and I said, look, I've just brought everything out that's ready to go in the oven. Set your phone for 35 minutes. Baked potatoes are in. I want you to put this in when the thing goes off. He's like, yeah. I mean, he's more than capable. And I knew that I was just going to do a quick coleslaw, and I would do that when I was finished mowing. So did my mowing. Had decided I was going to do the dogs after dinner. So came back, made my coleslaw really quickly. Takes me 2 minutes. Dinner on the table. Ate that. Took my dogs for a walk. Then Simon came. Simon had dinner. Then we went to the hall just to sound check. Not the sound check was happening, and we were just setting up some lamps. Let me tell you, you've no idea how to make. This is like a little village hall. How to have like lamps that look like they're professional when they're not. We've got these lamps from IKEA. Simon bought them, and I have got a the breadboards that you get that really like fine plastic, and you can have the yellow one for your vegetables and the red one for your meat, but they're really thin. They're really thin. You can just buy like a pack of, I don't know, 8 that come in. And I use them for my women's circles if we're doing any clay work or artistry stuff where you want something that is a defined space for people to mess up. Anyway, it turns out, so I was like, we need some filter over the top because it's quite glaring. And I was just down there, I'd had the basket out. I was like, oh. So anyway, whipped it out. So we've taped these yellow ones, the yellow boards over the top of the light. It looks so professional, glaring on light. Anyway, so we did that. I got on stage and had a bit of like, yeah. And then I came back and I said to Finley I was going to have a bath. He needed a bath. He'd had a bit busy week. And I got these sulfur salts because I'm trying to replicate the experience I had in Antipaxos in Greece. So put those in the bath. And the little bit of Epsom salts. Oh, and I could just, minerals were coming out. They come from New Zealand, from Rotorua. And so, I went to my sulfur soaking bath and it came out, was like, and just collapsed into bed and had a lovely big sleep. So, in and amongst all of that, I'm managing my time better and not going up, going screaming at people, going, why are you not helping me or whatever. It's going, okay, I can only do a certain amount of that. Like when I was mowing, I was going, I can't do any of the whippersnipping round the bits that I would normally do. I haven't got time. I'll leave it. I won't have the time. Probably today, I won't have the time. I might have the time. I won't have the time today. I'll do it at some point over the weekend. It's all good. So she's coming up going, if she shows up trying to force you to do other things, it's like remembering that you are human, you are not superhuman. And so, and also, she's also reminding me, where I've made the changes and where I do have much more balance. And so maybe I will have the energy. So why am I going into that story? So just being really mindful of that. So I'm really grateful she showed up. So you can see how helpful these cards have been for me today, asking, what do I, what kind of energies are around today? Yeah, bustling marketplace. Yeah, that's right, because I've got quite a busy day. What might I be blindsided? My tendency to kind of go, oh, I want to be in the limelight. And actually I'm in a support role. And can I look at this beautiful young woman who's a cellist? She's like amazing. Look her up, Monique Claire. She's amazing. Can I celebrate how she's found and using her gifts? Okay. And at the same time go, your gifts are different. They're just different. And it doesn't mean that you don't get to share them with the world. In fact, you are sharing them with the world, just in a different way. I've done my little talks this year. It's like, this card is always about going, yes, you might see somebody and go, God, they're amazing, and I wish I could be like that. And going, yeah, well, I can't be like that because I haven't got those gifts. But what am I like? Okay, what can I celebrate in me today? All right, so that's a really great one. And then this is, how can I support myself? I'm talking about how busy I am. It's just recognizing how I can get into scarcity about my energy, okay, because I've had really awful chronic fatigue. But also recognizing how I've brought much more balance into my life, and just being mindful of what I can get done and what I can't get done, and not making up a story about who I am as a result of that. So I hope you found that helpful. I didn't read from the book because obviously I know the cards really well. But yeah, I hope that's helped. Anyway, sending you lots of love. See you very soon.